Hi students, in this video we will continue the employee selection process interview. So what is interview? Interview is the next selection process. So the term interview has been derived from French word that means to see each other. So the interview means the face-to-face interaction between the interviewer and interview. Interviewer means who is going to conduct the interview. So maybe the organization person or member called a interviewer. So interview means the candidate. So according to Scott and others, an interview is a purposeful exchange of ideas, the answering of questions and communication between the two or more persons. That is a interview. So here we are going to discuss about the different types of interview and going to explain all the types of interview one by one. The first one, preliminary interview. So interview is conducted for all generally suitable of the candidate. So who and all applied for the job, so all the person can attend the preliminary interview. So the team of expert conduct this type of interview and they are eliminate the unqualified and unfit candidate. It will be reduce the cost and the time in the selection process. Planned interview, guided interview or structured interview. So under this method, pre-prepared question asked to the all the candidate by the employer or interviewer. Unstructured interview, it's differ from the structured interview. Here no pre-prepared question. It will make a free and frank interaction between the interviewer and interview, and during their response they will ask a random of question to the interview. To depth interview, the depth interview for we can analyze, we can measure their subject knowledge. So thus interview help the interviewer to learn about the candidate expertise and practical expose with respect to his or her area of specialization. Panel interview. Panel interview means the group of people conduct the interview. The panel comprise maybe psychological expert, representative of minorities, underprivileged group, nominee of higher bodies, and so on. So the panel member ask different types of question, and each panel member gives separate mark the candidate, and at the end it will be ordered and scored, and they will be allotted the rank to the candidate. So this method eliminates a bias in selection process. Bias means once again against the others. So to ensure more reliability in selection of the candidate. Stress interviews. So this type of interview conduct for sales representative and law enforcement agency. So the interviewer asks irrational and irritating question to the candidate, and they can observe how their reaction and how they are respond in the stressful situation. And telephone interview, some of the organization conduct the telephone interview. So the interview, the candidate may be away from the organization. Telephone interview is conducted by some organization to eliminate unfit and unsuitable candidate at the preliminary stage itself. Online interview, so we have a lot of communication technology like Skype, WeChat, Google Duo, Viber, WhatsApp or video chat application. So through that they are conducting an online interview. So it will reduce the lot of time, money, and both of the employer and the candidate. So group interview. Did you watch the already Nimoni? So Dhanu Sutton on group interview, no? So the given topic given to them, they will discuss the members, they observe all the participation. So that is a group interview. So it will reduce the timing. So instead of spending 5 hours interviewing the 5 candidates individually, so 1 hour can be spent interviewing them in a group. So that is a group interview. Video conferencing interview, it's like a face-to-face interview. So through the desktop at work, home computer or smartphone or tablet, we can conduct the video conferencing interview. It's just like a telephone call or video conferencing interview. Physical examination or medical examination. So the last technique used in a selection process is medical examination. So this is most important step in the selection, because so the person should able to do that particular work. So otherwise it is a waste of money and waste of energy. So the three main purpose we are find out the medical examination. So one is a physical fitness of the candidate under the selection to the job concerned. Physical fitness of the candidate under selection to the job concerned. Physical fitness. And to protect the existing employees of your business. So suppose they are spreading diseases, means it will affect the existing employee also. And to check excessive expenditures in the treatment of selected employee after placement. Reference check. So reference check is done to know reliability and trustworthiness of the candidate. So usually application block contains a column for the candidate to furnish the list of person to be contacted for reference or purpose. Reference like a recommendation. Okay. So if we are going to appoint any person, we ask some recommendation or reference letter from them. So usually employer organization give the standardized form give to the employee and request to them to write a detail about their behavior candidate from the references. Okay. So selector decide the selection worthiness of the candidate based on the reference and the recommendation given by the reference. And final selection, the successful candidate who passed through various stages of selection process will be called for the final interview. So those all successfully complete all the level, they are going for the final interview. So this candidate are briefed about the rules and regulation of the organization. So the first, the organization explain about their rules and regulation and their dress code and their culture and their expectation and their facility. What are the facility they are going to given to them, and all the details they are given in the final selection. And a candidate also allowed to ask their question freely. They can ask any questions, and if they have any demand, they can approach the employer in the final selection. And a contract of employment. So after the final selection process, it completed, certain document are expected to be signed both by the organization and the candidate. Both should be signed in the document. So usually, generally, it contains the details like a job title and duties and responsibility, scale of pay allowances. So how much we are going to provide, and increment details. In every year, we are going to how much increment, working hours, and a date when continuous employment starts, and basis of calculating service, work rules, grievance procedure, disciplinary procedures, special terms and a condition relating to right, etc. So everything it will be entered in the contract of employment. So this is a employee selection process, steps in the employee selection process. Thank you, students. Thank you for watching this video. We will see you on next video. Thank you.